Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody to the Brandon Zone. And this week, we're going to be doing some investment talk. We're going to be talking about where to put your money, why you should put your money in certain places. And today, I have a special guest. I hope you have your pen and paper ready. Mr. Robert Jones III. How you doing? How's it going?
And I'm doing good, man. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Blessed to see another day. Woke up in my right mind, both feet on the ground. God is good.
Hey, amen, brother. Amen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, yeah, man, tell us a little bit about yourself, man, your company. I know you're in the digital marketing space, in the investment space. So, tell us a little bit about that.
I actually own you, as you know, I own my own digital marketing agency, Sinaj Industries, um, in which we do digital marketing for a lot of local companies, um, bars, boutiques, things of that nature. As you can tell, as the times have changed, things have changed as well. So that way, we're able to branch out into other entities such as healthcare. Actually, doing a lot of advertising in that nature as well. On top of that, I do my own investing, cryptocurrency, stocks, ETFs, and things like that as well to have a subsidiary income on top of having a digital marketing agency. But long term, my digital marketing agency, I actually want to have it, branch out into different entities, as we were talking about earlier, to actually have a more main grip on not only companies, but also my investments as well, because you can actually invest not only as a individual but as a company as well.
Okay, so what's the benefits of investing as an individual versus a company? How does that look?
Actually, individual investing, pretty much you're actual liable for all of it, as far as your money, your investments, your direction of funds, things of that nature. Now, on the other side, investing as a company under LLCs, the LLC itself is liable for those purchases and interactions and transactions, as opposed for you being personally liable for those assets. It's actually under entitlement of the company itself.
Got you, got you. So, yeah, man, I know that running a business like yourself, a digital marketing agency, that really is to generate income, and it's great to have income coming in and cash flow. But you seem to understand the importance of putting your money somewhere to be able to make you money, make you have your money working for you.
Right.
So, for our listeners out there that may just have a job looking to invest, or an entrepreneur that has cash flow coming in, why should they look in investing? What's the importance of investing your money like that?
Uh, Importance number one, you actually learn a lot of things. You actually learn how money works. Because a lot of psychological things, as far as money and funds and finance, we kind of think of them in a different manner. For example, some people get up, they go to work, they work 40 hours, they get a paycheck, they pay their bills, and then they spend whatever's left out of it for themselves. As opposed to working those 40 hours, using those funds to actually take a little bit off the side after you paid your utilities and paid your bills, take a few dollars, invest it in small things. And one of the great things about the technological age that we live in is that applications like Robinhood and Webull actually give the everyday person the ability to invest small amounts of money. So you can take $5 or $10 and put it here and put it there into companies and things that you believe in by ways of our new technological usage. Now, the importance of it is not only do you learn from it, but it actually teaches you things such as the terminologies of P/E ratios, dividends, and yields, and things of that nature. Now, instead of working for the money, you put your money, take those few dollars, few nickels here and there, and you put it to the side into those investments and let those incur interest over time based on the value of the company.
Got you, got you, got you. So, yeah, I know people go to work 40 hours a week, making all this money, and we spend seem to put our money in places where it doesn't really benefit us. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so we need to, as a whole, as a community, really focus and learn about money, learn about, like you said, those terms, dividends, yields, uh interest rate, different things like that. We need to really understand that. And so I know that you do cryptocurrency as well as stocks.
Right.
What's the difference between those two, and where should people focus their attention?
Now, since to be honest with you, we're in a very volatile time right now at this very moment. Focusing your attention as far as markets versus cryptocurrency, I would actually focus more into crypto space because it is the next step. It is the new evolution of money as a whole, and it's going to be used for different utilities, not just currency as itself. It's going to be used in different types of businesses, corporations, things of that nature. So as opposed to looking at the traditional markets of stocks and ETFs, as opposed to looking for Bitcoin and things of that nature, I would actually go towards more of the new age technology, the Bitcoin ETFs, things of that nature.
And for our listeners, what does ETF stand for?
Exchange traded funds.
Exchange traded funds. Okay, so that's like your forex and things like that.
It's actually kind of like a stock. To put it more in a general sense, it's more of a stock that has a conglomerate of stocks in it.
Got you.
Just for example, let's say I have this pen here. This pen could represent, the ink company, also the plastic company that makes the pen. And it could also represent the rubber guys that, make the rubber part for the pen. But as a whole, it represents different companies that you can invest in one unit.
Got you. Are there those ETFs on like apps like Robinhood, or do you need a broker to get involved with those ETFs?
Definitely. That's why I was mentioning earlier, our new technological usages, such as the applications like Robinhood and Webull, they actually allow, the individuals such as ourselves to invest instead of having to go to the big time brokerages like, the TD Ameritrade and things like that. And those guys have actually implemented their own applications as well. So instead of having the traditional 90s broker calling them up on the phone saying, hey, sell this, sell that, you actually have full control of it yourself.
Okay, great. Now, would you recommend someone getting a broker if they can afford it, or just run with the Robinhood app? And how do people learn how to get into this, basically?
To learn to get into it, honestly, my personal opinion, not financial advice at all, I jumped in. I've been one of those people who've actually looked at numbers all my life and things of that nature. So it was real interesting to me from a standpoint of growing up. So I just jumped in, me personally. I'm not recommending anybody not to just jump in, do the research, please.
Yeah.
But me personally, I just jumped in because I kind of understood the notions of the entire environment. Going towards a broker, I would actually try to stay away from that because we do have the technological advantages, because traditional brokers actually run on commission. So, for example, if you own a stock and you sell that stock, you're actually not getting the full profit of that stock because you're giving some of that commission to your actual broker. The technological apps such as Robinhood and Webull and things like that are commission free. So that way, once you sell a stock, you actually gain full profit of it instead of having to sell it at a commission to someone else.
Got you. So with these apps, are you able to do certain strategies? Like I don't even know the strategies they have, but there's different strategies in the industry that I've heard of. Are you able to implement certain strategies where you kind of predict what a stock's going to do and can hop out when it doesn't do that? I don't really know the term, but
honestly, well, that's called day trading. That's pretty much, in a sense, we call it buying the rumor, selling the news. You kind of jump in because you hear something and it doesn't go that way. Like you were saying, you jump out at a quick profit. But my personal, like I said, not financial advice, but my personal journey, I actually study companies, the partnerships, the infrastructure, the layouts and plans that they're building to see how they're actually advancing not only the company, but also society as well. Because one of my personal philosophies in business is that if you take care of the people are going to take care of you. When I actually look at stocks, I look at, more so what are their implementations that they're using? What are their designs? What are they going to be doing? how are they going to be doing it? You know, are they partnered with anybody? Are they doing any type of media exposure, any type of governmental assistance or anything of that nature? What are their actual plans and how they're implementing it? That's my basic investment strategy.
So it's basically a gut instinct. You have to do your research on the company, and if you feel like they're something you want to invest in, then that's how you really learn or go ahead and invest your money. Really doing that research.
Right. And once again, not financial advice, but try to invest in things that you care about. You know, honestly, if you want to look into things and be more committed wholeheartedly to investing in things of that nature, don't just look at it from a money standpoint. Invest in things you actually care about. Do the research on those companies and those areas that you care about, such as renewable energy and things of that nature. If you actually care about those types of things, research those companies and invest on those bases. Not financial advice, but you know, just saying.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Now, will cryptocurrency will it be widely accepted? Like, is it something that is going to be accepted worldwide?
Cryptocurrency, in all honesty, is the new phenomenon of this world. In all honesty,
Straight like that.
I'm not trying to fluff it up or anything,
Yeah.
but in all honesty, for the next step of evolution for not only humankind but economics of the world, that's pretty much where it's headed. Now, learning about it, it takes time. You have to dig into it, and just like stocks, in a way, you have to invest in pretty much the utility of the cryptocurrency. For example, um, Akon. We all know Akon. We love Akon. He's actually launching the Acoin in Africa based
Oh
on
wow.
Luna. Now, Stellar is a company that produces the Lumen. The Lumen is their actual cryptocurrency, but the Stellar is the company. Now, the company is actually using what's known as blockchain technology, which is the new evolution of technology pretty much through and through. It's going to be used not even in the crypto space. It's going to be blockchain technology is a whole different conversation. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. All right.
But just knowing how things are going to be utilized. For example, the disenfranchised in Africa, the the unbanked, the people who don't have access to any type of capital. Through research, I actually found out that in Africa, they're using cell phone prepaid minutes as currency.
Mm.
So, in order, for example, you go to the store, you say, "Hey, my man, I need a loaf of bread. How are we going to pay for the loaf of bread? You can use my cell phone for 10 minutes."
Mm.
That's how they're using currency in Africa. Now, Akon is launching the Acoin on the Stellar Lumens network, on the Stellar Lumens blockchain. And he's actually going to implement that all across Africa together, not just one country of Africa, the entire continent. Now, it's that utility that makes you want to say, man, that's really something I want to get behind because number one, it's a new transformation of currency. Number two, it's helping the people who have been financially disenfranchised. And number, it's implementing a whole new world and revolution to a pretty much a continent of people who have not even had a real, actual stable currency to begin with.
Mm.
Implementing those type of things through the Stellar Company, all of Africa is actually going to be franchised now. They're going to have blockchain cities. You heard about his electrical philanthropy. That's actually a part of it. That was just the start of it.
So, do you think the government is going to get involved and like try to take the power away from the people with this? Like, do you think they can step in and be like, okay, we're going to regulate this just how we're doing the USD, Euro, all the other currencies and
Exactly.
things like
Yes, very much so. Right now, China has launched already their digital yuan in competition with the US because as you saw yesterday, probably through the markets, we crashed about 2,000 points. So they're actually in competition with the cryptocurrency space with launching the digital yuan. Now, in the US, we're still waiting on the regulatory clarity to actually enable our CBDCs or central bank digital currencies to digitize the dollar.
We working on that. We're working on that.
So those plans are actually already in place. See, and this is why I was going back to the utility of different things. See, interoperability is one thing you need to research on, because in order for the countries to do trade, they need a cryptocurrency to be interoperable with. So they need a bridge asset. So
and what's that word again? What we need to research?
Interoperability.
I'm gonna write that down. All right. Okay. So I've heard about. I didn't mean to cut you off right there, man. Go. I've heard about. It's just amazing. People using cryptocurrency to buy cars, all kind of things. It's a real thing, and like people look at it like it's not a real thing. And you're talking about this blockchain technology. I mean, it goes deeper than just a coin or anything like that. You can use this technology for all kind of stuff. Yeah. So what? Tell us a little bit about this blockchain technology, man.
Blockchain technology is kind of like it's a disruptor, pretty much. Right now, as we speak, right now in 2020, it's a disruptor of technology. Like, for example, in the 90s, we had the Sega Genesis. Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
After a couple years, Nintendo said, you know what? We're going to disrupt the Sega. We're going to come out with 64, Dreamcast. Boom, disrupted Sega. Sega was like, oh, we got to come out with something better. And then they came out with the actual Dreamcast. Excuse me for the branding on that. They came out with Dreamcast, but they were actually being disrupted. Now, in an overall sense, blockchain technology is disrupting pretty much all financial institutions throughout the world. So what this technology is actually able to do, it's pretty much, in a nutshell, new financial quantum technology. All the time I've heard about quantum computing and quantum this and quantum that. We're pretty much there. This is the inception of quantum computing, pretty much.
Man, so
what this technology is actually able to do is not only run digital currencies, but you're going to see blockchain technology used in voting. You're going to see blockchain technology used in food chains, manufacturing, clothing lines, any type of area of business that is in operation today is going to be disrupted by the new blockchain technology, which is faster, more reliable, and encrypted for all business and person.
And I hope the listeners are getting this. Like we're at the beginning, and it's been in process for a long time, because I have friends saying they invested in Bitcoin years ago, and that really helped them out, a few years ago. Like a stock in Bitcoin, what it started at like 5 cents or something. It was crazy, and now it's up to what? 10,000, 12,000 for
right now. Coin's trading about $9,300 a coin.
$9,300 a coin. And
if what's it for you? Imagine being in 1990 and you just heard about this thing called Google. That's how early we are.
So I hope you are listening, because I mean, even my wife, her co-workers told her, you need to look into that Bitcoin. Like, she was like, I thought Bitcoin, that's still a thing. Like, people think it's a fad, like if you just hearing it, but I'm telling you, like, people are taking notice to this Bitcoin and blockchain technology. Even on CNBC, right. Like, you sit there and watch, they're talking about this while they're talking about the NASDAQ Dow and everything else. They're talking about Bitcoin. So, I mean, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. So do you think there's a risk in money laundering or anything like that with Bitcoin?
Yes. See, and that's one of the reasons why we're looking for regulatory clarity from the government to actually keep that from happening. Because a lot of criminals can see that evolution in money and say, hey, sometimes it's not trackable. So that's why pretty much we're waiting on that federal regulation to come through and say, hey, we're putting our stamp down on what cryptocurrency is, how can it be used, how can it be utilized, and how can it be put in places to better not only the governments, but also society and every person in society. But that one thing right there you just asked, that's the one thing that's holding up crypto worldwide, pretty much
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
worldwide.
is it able to be taxed right now though, or do they at least have that in place?
Oh yeah, it's able to be taxed right now. I actually did my taxes through my Coinbase wallet. I had about 18 pages.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
18 pages. But that's one of the things that's actually propelling the crypto industry is being able to be taxed.
Okay.
That's part of that regulatory clarity. That's a part of the implications of being able to be regulated, stamped. We can use it every day for anything and everything. But I do want to say something because Bitcoin is pretty much the biggest thing right now as far as name wise. Bitcoin is the Napster of cryptocurrency.
I remember Napster. I mean,
You,
we used
you,
to
I
sell
saw
CDs.
you said Napster. Wait a minute, hold on. I remember that. Yeah, that right there. You know how Napster first introduced the world of digitizing music?
mm-hmm.
That's Bitcoin.
Mm. Oh wow. Oh wow. So and let's go back to hopefully the listeners understand the importance and the value of investing in cryptocurrency. Now, is there more than one app to like see all the stocks? I remember they used to have like Pelotus and all this other stuff to see all the stocks you can invest in. Now Coinbase has added a lot of coins on their site.
Right.
So is there anything besides Coinbase you need to look into, or is Coinbase enough right now?
See, here's the thing, and I've answered this question a couple of times. Coinbase is real good for introductory people who just want to get into crypto, want to learn about crypto. And the reason I say that is because with Coinbase, you actually learn and earn. They have a program called Learn and Earn. They'll teach you about the different types of crypto and actually pay you in those cryptos as you learn about it. So
Mm.
it's all for free with a portfolio. Now, other exchanges, once you get more advanced in the crypto space and reading charts and candlesticks and things of that nature, you can look at different exchanges like crypto.com or Binance.us. Um, those are actually really good exchanges, no problems at all. But introductory, Coinbase is a good one to start a portfolio and get grounded in.
So everyone, pull out your phone, type in Coinbase, get the app Coinbase, and you can see exactly what's going on in the crypto world right there.
Yeah,
Now, as far as knowledge on, like you said, there's a course on Coinbase. You don't really need to. I mean, it's good to get knowledge elsewhere, YouTube and all that, but
right.
it's a good starting point to get some lessons on Coinbase itself. Correct?
Right. Do some research. That's my personal thing because I'm a nerd. Honestly, I'm a nerd. So I like to look into things, get a full understanding of things before I actually go in. Now, the stock market, I jumped in. Like I said earlier, I jumped in, but that's my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Research, understand it, see how it works. Learn the ins and outs. Research as much as possible. YouTube is a great um, outlet for information to actually be able for people to go ahead and learn about different things, different cryptos, how things are working in the world and how they're going to be used. Um, Definitely look into all the bases because you'll learn that different exchanges have their different ins and outs as they go along, and you'll learn the differences as opposed to how different they can.
I'm
Um,
with.
for example, you research Coinbase, and they have a thing on Coinbase where they let you Tezos. They let you buy the Tezos, sit them there. It's called staking, and you actually earn interest on those Tezos every 3 days.
Oh wow.
Now on Crypto.com, which is another exchange, they actually allow you to any coin you have on that exchange, you can earn interest on daily. But it's just
Oh
researching
man.
those platforms and learning how they work.
Okay, great, man. I appreciate that information. I hope you all are listening because this week we're talking about where to put our money. I know we're in crazy times with COVID-19 and I feel like crypto is the revolution. It's the new thing coming. It's disrupting regular financial currency institutions worldwide. And so there's many industries in there, such as like going back to blockchain. Like there's something called mining. There's people actually making these coins, correct? Like say I wanted to make coins, could I sit there and start a mining company to make these coins?
Well, actually, you can't make the coins, to be honest with you, because mining, for example, the old gold mines. Let's put it in old gold mine terms. Let's say you own the gold mine itself, and I'm a gold miner. Um, I'll come to your mine and mine and give it to the people. But since I mined it, I get a little fee for doing the process. That's pretty much what crypto mining is. For example, if you need to send me a Bitcoin, or if I need to send you a Bitcoin, there's somebody in the middle who needs to approve and verify that transaction in order to actually take place. And that verifier is a miner, and he actually gets a small percentage of that transaction as a miner fee. Now they have companies actually. Riot Blockchain is one of those companies that does nothing but mine crypto. They have things. They have tools actually, just kind of like small computers, but they're crypto miners, and that's all the computers do all day long. As many people process Bitcoin back and forth all day long, those computers sit there and mine it all day long instead of having a person do it.
Okay, I'm with you. And could we own one of those computers? Could we get a percentage of that? Could we do that ourselves if that's the route we wanted to go?
If you not financial advice. If you were interested in mining Bitcoin and mining other types of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum Cash, and other types of cryptocurrencies, you can actually buy mining equipment on Amazon. It might not be top tier like you would see on Billions, the TV show, but it is mining equipment. And it will get the job done for you. Just once again, research it, make sure it's something that you want to get into, and review the ins and outs. But it is possible for regular people like me and you to buy a miner and start mining.
And is it a lucrative business? Is it a good time to get in it right now, or is it? What do you think about that?
Honestly, the Bitcoin halving just happened, which means the mining fee was cut in half.
Okay.
So, for example, if I send you a Bitcoin, somebody might get, just for example, 50% of that Bitcoin. Since the halving, that miner only now gets 25% of that Bitcoin, just as an example. This would be a good time to get in, but I do want to make a very valid environmental statement in regards to mining Bitcoin. For those who know electricity and things of that nature. Mining Bitcoin, actually just mining it or sending it transactionally, actually uses enough energy and electricity to power small cities.
To power what now?
Small cities.
Oh, wow. To mine it takes that much energy?
Yes. To mine Bitcoin. That's why I go back to my other point. Bitcoin is the Napster. It's just showing you the way. Because Bitcoin itself does have an environmental factor as far as using so much. I can't put a date on it. I don't know. I'm just a regular guy. But it's going to be surpassed by other cryptocurrencies because of its utility and the way it's being used against the environment as far as using energy. Now, when you speak of mining and plugging in those miners, those processors, they actually run a lot more gigawatts than your regular average PC. That's why it possibly takes a lot more, well, not possibly, but it does take a lot more energy to even mine it than to just send it back and forth.
They're going to have to figure out a way to compress that, man.
Honestly, not financial advice, look into Ripple.
Okay. Okay, yeah, and I was going to ask you, man, where do we need to put our money? Oh man, financial advisor Robert Jones. Just joking, people.
Yeah,
But
man. Like I said, if you know, it's just terminologies that we use, not financial advice, but it's the way things are being utilized by certain entities, um, such as the Ripple XRP coin and the Stellar Lumen, and also for things such as real estate. I found something out very interesting. They're going to be tokenizing real estate.
what?
Yeah. So,
That's wild.
for example, if you want to own a piece of property, you can own a cryptocurrency and an equivalent to that property or a piece of that property. So if, say, for example, just an example, I wanted to own a piece of Madison Square Garden. A token of Madison Square Garden might cost me $500. But for that token in cryptocurrency, I own a piece of Madison Square Garden in which I can get a residual income from that token.
So if it appreciates, the coin appreciates.
Right.
Oh wow, that's great, man. That's great.
Now, the main coin that's going to be doing tokenized assets like that, as far as real estate, is going to be XTZ Tezos.
That XTZ Tezos.
Yes.
And that's a coin.
Yes, it's a cryptocurrency. If people are watching YouTube, I have a friend. His name is Tony. He does a great show from New York. He actually interviews a lot of the CEOs of those cryptocurrency companies. And Rotalo, which is one that's bringing their entire asset team into crypto, they're tokenizing all types of assets and real estates.
That is amazing. That's huge, guys. To be able to invest in a piece of property through a coin. Not, I mean, I know it's ways to be an angel investor and do all sorts of little things like that, but to have the convenience to know that this coin is a piece of this property, now you're a stakeholder in this property. That's huge.
Yeah, man. Hey, the revolution will be televised.
Yeah. Most definitely. I see, man. That is wild. I know that they make coins for everything. I know there was a DNA coin. There's all kind of different. I mean, they make coins for everything. I mean, it's really doing your research, understanding what it is. And I appreciate you, Robert, coming on. You really explain how a coin works, like using that real estate analogy, being able to form a coin in order to own a piece of real estate. Just the translation of business is just different. So that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So with the stock market right now, just to switch gears a little bit, you suggest people, I mean, just looking into that, I mean, because I hear a lot of people saying that the stocks are low, it's time to buy right now. Do you suggest buying hold? Do you suggest what's it called, buy and flip, day trading?
Honestly, I would honestly recommend people to hold off, because the stock market has to catch up to the reflection of the real economy.
Yeah, that makes sense, because this is different. People are still working, they have their job. It's not like a housing crisis and people lose. I mean, it's a little different right now, in my opinion. Yeah. So we really in unfamiliar waters with this COVID-19 situation.
Yeah.
But as far as a crypto, would you suggest people holding off from that as well, or has that really caught up to reflect the current situation of the market in the crypto world? Or
honestly, if you have a chance to get crypto, get it.
Okay, because I heard that produces or generates or does something tenfold. Like, it, say you invest, it could go up way up 10, 20 return on investment,
Right. And here's the thing: in our community, in the XRP community, um, a lot of people are like, "Oh, the price is not moving yet. It's not moving yet." You have to be patient, and that's one
Mm.
thing about the crypto game. People are expecting, to get in, and all of a sudden, boom, through the roof. It's
Yeah,
not happen like that. You have to
yeah.
things to be implemented. For example, the entire Nasdaq, the entire Nasdaq is getting ready to be tokenized.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
through R3, through a company called R3 and Corda.
Oh wow.
They're going to be utilizing the XRP token to do those things.
This is
Uh,
real stuff, people. Nasdaq is tokenizing their stuff, bro. Like this is real stuff.
so, I would actually hold off from doing traditional stocks for a moment,
Mhm.
because, like I said, they still have to catch up to the real representation of what our economy is. And as we all know, in these times, it's very tumultuous.
Yeah.
So investing in traditional stocks, unless you know how to really play them and look at them, I would hold off on any type of long-term investments, because the way things are going and the way the news that I'm hearing, um, it's pretty much going to be a flip of a switch.
So what's your recommendation for the audience if they're curious about investing? Where should they start today? What do they need to do right now?
Start researching. Um, Number one, please research. Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is even better. Knowledge is your number one thing, especially in these days. The number one thing you need is knowledge. Please get that, because the more you know, the better you can articulate your moves, and the better you can articulate your money to have better returns. So you know more about everything. Getting started right now, go ahead and get on some crypto. Um, Start getting actual tangible assets such as your gold, your silver. AppMex. I found a great website, AppMex, APMEX.com. They have great prices on their gold and their silver. I would start actually getting some tangible assets. If
Are
you're in the
those
stock
digitized? Are those digitized yet?
market,
Okay.
see, now they have digitized forms of them. See, Bitcoin is gold, Litecoin is silver, um, Ethereum is pretty much somewhere in the middle.
But
But
not the real gold and silver. It's their own version of gold and silver. Look, that's deep, man. That's deep, bro.
they're going, see, the Federal Reserve currency is not going to be the dollar, unfortunately. It's going to be XRP, and they're going to back it by gold.
Mm. Oh man, that's some deep stuff, man. Do your research, people.
Please do.
YouTube University. Is there any book you recommend, or any person, or first follow Robert Jones the third? You can find him Facebook page. He is a good resource. He's posting stuff all the time, which caught my attention. Just seeing these stocks and things like that, I was like, man, let me reach out to this guy. He knows what he's talking about. So follow Robert Jones the third on Facebook.
Yeah.
Do you have anything on Instagram or anything out there?
Nah, just really on Facebook, except for my business entities, Sanaj Industries, digital advertising. That's other than, personal. That's about it.
Awesome. And so, is there any book or anything out there you recommend people read, or anything you recommend them do, like YouTube or podcast or anything like that?
The Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
That's my favorite too.
I always reach back to my man, Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah.
Just because he does give a good version of how to cultivate the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the main things. I don't want to give the romanticized part about the making money and, everything else. And this looks good and that looks good. You're going to make a pop here. The number one ground foundation is the mindset.
Yeah, that's true, and it really opened my eyes. How he did that. It was kind of almost biblical how he used the example of the little boys and the
Yeah.
and to really explain it to you. He wasn't talking at you or anything.
No.
He told it in a story. He just told a story of him growing up and how things looked, and it really helps your mindset on how to look at money.
Right.
I love that book, and yeah. So follow my man Robert Jones III. I appreciate you coming on. I can sit here and talk to you all day.
Right.
And
I do want to throw a couple tips out there for your peoples and listeners.
all right, let's get it.
YouTube, The Bearable Bull.
The Bearable Bull.
Right.
Okay.
YouTube. Hold on, I have it right here. The Atlantis Report. If you want a good inside psychological view of what's going on, the Atlantis Report is a good channel to look at.
The Atlantis Report and The Bearable Bull.
Right.
All right. I appreciate that, Robert. And all Robert's information will be in the show notes. If you missed it, you missed the treat, but it's going to be on all digital platforms out there. YouTube, man. Just look up my man Robert Jones III. And this week we're going to be just talking about investing. Sunday and next week I have some more real estate stuff coming. So I appreciate you setting the tone, Robert.
Yes.
And thanks for coming on, bro.
Not a problem. Anytime, man.
All right. Y'all have a good one. Have a blessing.
You too.
All right. Thanks. See you.